Anyway, today's video is not going to be about dogs. We're not drawing dogs. Probably we'll do that in another episode. But today we're going to be talking about drawing clothing, drawing folds, and how to just simplify it and make it easy. Now, there's other different tutorials on YouTube that go in depth into drawing clothes, drawing folding, even leave the names of the foldings. You can check Modern Day James. He has a really fantastic video about that. But in this video, we're just going to simplify everything, simplify the whole structure of the clothes, so we don't have to really cram the entire names of the folds, because when you're drawing an image or working on a client's piece, you really can't start thinking about the name of the fold that you're drawing. You just want to understand how to simplify it and then render it to the best of your ability. So we're just going to watch Donna take us through her process of drawing clothing in Photoshop. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at the work of TB Choi. She's a really fantastic artist, and when it comes to just drawing characters and drawing folds, I really love looking at her work because she just knows how to simplify the essential parts of the clothing, the essential parts of all the clothes, and then just render it according to how the forms of the character is turning. This is the first image of TB that we're going to look at, and now for this one I'm going to reduce the opacity so I can draw above it and pretty much just explain what's going on in this image. Now, a lot of her images are really simplified. She has a really simplified style to her work, and that really just helps us understand, because when we're drawing our clothing, when we're drawing our drapery, I don't believe that we're just going to be drawing t-shirts and pants all by themselves. There's going to be characters inside, so if we have really stylized characters, we're going to end up with stylized clothing. So we really need to understand how to stylize our drapery and design the folds. So first thing we need to understand is pinch. Actually, there's two things: pinch and stretch. Pinch is when, say, you have an elbow. This happens a lot with the elbow, and when the cloth comes down here, it will get a pinch here. And when you have clothing coming down here and pinching right here, it will create all these drapery lines across this entire page. And what happens when we have a pinch on this side is the opposite side is actually getting stretched. So you see how when it pinches here, here gets stretched. If it's pinching here, here is getting stretched, or however the cloth is moving across the person's arm. So you always want to be contrasting your drapery, contrasting your folds using this pinch principle. So wherever you have a pinch, there's always going to be a stretch on the opposite side. So let's take a look at her work and see how she's doing this. Hi there, sorry to interrupt you here, but I just wanted to tell you about the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Yeah, remember them? The online community that offers membership to young artists like yourself and the guy that's making this video. Skillshare really wants you to make 2020 a year where you explore new skills, get creative, and experience growth in your creative journey. That's why they're offering the first 500 people to sign up 2 free months of premium membership. I need to get myself in order. With that, you can gain access to different classes ranging from learning color to drawing dynamic figures and pencil portraits. And you can also learn from your favorite artists by taking their classes that you can't find anywhere else for free. Actually, the guy making this video, yeah, he's taking one class right now. Yeah, it's a drawing class for drawing better portraits. Yeah, I saw him taking the class last night. Yeah, what's amazing is you can start the classes, stop, and continue whenever you like. Not like my college classes. So sign up now for free and claim your spot before all the seats are taken. Links in the description down below. So first off, let's understand what's going on underneath the character. So you can see she has this arm coming in like this, so it'll probably go this way and go this way, and you have the shoulder right here and you go that way. So as you can see, let me take this underneath that actually so we see what's going on. As you can see, all the folds that she has made are actually going across where the cloth is meeting with the body and is pinching. So because the cloth is touching right here, our cloth is touching right here at the shoulder, is actually that is causing a pinch right here. So once the cloth is pinching here, it starts to create our drapery lines that go towards the direction of where the pinch is. So because our shoulder is going this way and we have our pinch here, it's going to go like this, just across where the shoulder is, and then everything just keeps going down this way. Now because we have this pinch here and this pinch here, we're having a stretch on this side, and it's a short sleeve, so it's going to cut off right here. That's what it's doing here. So you really want to simplify your drapery. You don't want to have something like this. You really want to have just a few lines to kind of show you the direction where the cloth is turning. And if you see, that's what she has done, just using a couple of lines. And she's also doing the same thing with the body. You can see how these lines are going right this way across where the waistline is, and then because all this is just free cloth, it just falls down and follows the direction of where the body, is following gravity and following the direction of the body, because this part of the body is still going around. So we have these lines going this way and the rest of the cloth is just falling down to gravity. Same thing goes with the leg. Right here is where our pinch is due to the due to that. So we have our pinch right here and it's going to create lines going this way. Now another thing you always want to have when you're designing your drapery, designing your folds, is you want to have kind of a zigzag pattern going across. So since you have this coming this way, your next lines will probably be going this way. You don't want to have the same lines just going in the same way. It will just keep looking like you have all these lines just going in the same direction all the way down. No, you want to have lines that go this way, and then maybe your next one will go this way. This is just how the body works. So you're always counterbalancing something. You don't just have everything just going on parallel. You're always counterbalancing. So you need to do the same thing with your drapery and folds too. So if you have lines coming this way, you balance it out and put some more lines going this way and the other way and that way too. So after creating your pinch here, you can go ahead and do some more lines here, create some more pinches here, and create some more pinches around where the knees are going to be bent. But because the character is standing straight, you really won't have a lot of creases around this area. So you always want to keep in mind what the character is doing, what the body is doing underneath the cloth, and then you follow the direction, follow the gesture of the body. As you can see, this leg is going this way, the character is trying to turn that way. So if the character is going this way and his leg is here, the character is turning this way, you know that the fold is going to go this way. It's going against where that character is turning. Higher clothing and folds, all the lines are just following the direction where the character is throwing her hands. So her hands are going this way out of her body, and she has her clothing line, she has her drapery just following the same direction, and then also thinking about how gravity is going to affect this part of the clothing when it's going downwards. So first off, you can see these folds are just going this way across, and then because this part of the cloth is free and this one as well, and the character is actually turning this way slightly, she's turning this way slightly, the cloth is actually going the other direction. So because she's going this way, the cloth will go this way. Now you can learn this more if you are studying animation, they always talk about this a lot. I used to read a couple of books back in the day on animation, and I found this principle. I can't remember what it's called exactly. Something about secondary animation or so. I can't remember. But it's when you're animating the clothes of a character, they're always going the opposite direction of where the character is pushing to. So that's exactly what is happening here. Because she's going this way, the clothes is going the other way, and gravity is always also still trying to pull it down. So you have this part of the cloth that's just pointing downwards, that's just going downwards because of gravity, and all the folds are just going this way. So this is how something like that will look. You have your character's hands, shoulders, character hand going this way, and then you want to use black. So first off, I always love to start with just drawing in where I have my pinch, and then I'll kind of start going in and just rendering where I want to have my cloth. And if it's really tight, I can follow the body of the character, but if it's loose, you can just freestyle and just go ahead and draw the shape of the cloth. If it has a big sleeve, you can draw a bigger sleeve and then drag it back. Remember, our pinch is right here, so here is stretched, and we also have a stretch here as well. But when it gets to this part, it's going to start getting pinched again. So you can do something like this, but if it's a smaller sleeve, you're probably going to go with something like this and then put it back here. Even when it comes to simplified characters, this mindset always works, and it even works way more, because now you can actually get around just using a couple of lines to just signify the drapery, and then using shapes to kind of mold whatever you're doing into the shape that you're talking about. And as I mentioned earlier, you always want to counterbalance. You can see how she's doing that right here. Even with the shadow, she's counterbalancing her shapes that she's doing with the clothing, with the folds, always going in a zigzag motion, because that's how the body is actually set up. You don't want to have your folds going in the same direction, so you always need to keep this in mind. Keep this zigzag pattern even with your folds. And then for a simplified style, even when you're doing a more realistic style, you can always think about simplifying your lines, using less lines. It's always easier to read when your folds have less lines than usual. If you have a lot of lines just moving all around the image, it will really distract the viewer from understanding the shape that you're trying to portray, the gesture you're trying to portray with your silhouettes, with your drapery. So it's just good to have just a few lines to guide the viewer's eye. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something from this video. If you did, just remember to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below with questions you want and suggestions, and just leave a comment down below saying, "Hi Donna, this is Donna's first time on this channel." So let's welcome her to this channel. Say hi to her down in the comment section. And then subscribe to my YouTube channel if this is your first time seeing my face on your screen. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next episode. You did roll out. You go to the bop, small. Yes, do this. Why the best now?